get at us to the sea. When first we came out from the port, we saw a British destroyer waiting for us in the sea, and also a British Air Force airplane showed up and was following us. And when we passed Malta on our fourth day, there were 7 British battleships surrounding us all around and following us to our destination. On the night of 17th of July, we came close to the Palestine shore. We were about 32 miles from the shore. It means 20 miles in the international water. It was night, and all was dark. Our ship was dark, and also the British battleships. But suddenly, about midnight, all the British battleships light up their projectors, and we saw that 2 of them were very close to us, to our ship, and start to collide with our ship. We were organized from the beginning to this event. We were organized in small groups. Each group has his place, his section on the deck of the ship, from where they have to defend the ship from being boarded by the British Army, by the British Navy. Our weapons were cans of food, potatoes, apple, and a few other things that we can throw on them. The plan was to prevent them by any means to board the ship, and our ship has in the same time to develop speed and to rush into the Tel Aviv port. On the Tel Aviv shores, we have been told hundreds and thousands of people have been waiting for us, and those who can swim has to jump to the waters and swim to the shore and mixed up with Palestinian Jews. But, as I told you, the British, to prevent this, attacked us when we were 32 miles from the shore. First they collided with our ship and struck us very hard. We were lucky and the ship didn't break up from the first collision. Then they also fired with machine guns over the ship. And a few soldiers tried to board our ship from both sides and to take over the ship. The first waves of their soldiers were driven back by hand-to-hand fight, by cans we threw at them, and after a few assaults they made, somebody managed even to bring to the deck a pipe with hot oil from the engine room and spray them with this oil, so they retreated. But after 2 hours of the battle, they came very close to us, and they boarded us from a few sides, and they managed to take over a small part of the upper deck. Afterwards, they went to the engine room, and there they met the chief sailor, an American boy, his name was Bronstein, and when he tried to prevent them to go into this engine room, he shot him and killed him. Also was killed by the machine gun fire a boy in my age, his name was Yakubovitz. There were a few more injuries, and one even died from the injuries later. Close to the morning, they took over the ship and towed us to the Haifa port. When we first saw the Haifa shore, even we were not allowed by the British occupation force to do it, we stood up on the deck, and all of us together sang the Hatikva. It was a very excited moment for all of us. We were told by the English authorities that we have to go over to other vessels, and we will be taken to Cyprus to wait for our quotas for visas to go into Palestine. We noticed that all over the port there were English soldiers on the roofs, and there was a curfew all over in the country because they were very afraid that the Irgun, the Etzel, and the Haganah will try to interfere and to prevent them to take us from Palestine. It was Friday afternoon before Shabbos when we came down to the big storage halls on these prisoner ships. There were 3 big such ships. In our storage hall, they put 600 people, women, children, and elderly together.